As you can tell from today's title and today's setup, this is going to be a different type of video, but I feel that it is imperative. It is my duty and obligation. It is the moral backbone of the foundation of who I am as a human being to address things that may or may not be dangerous and or true. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not traffic in drama. Dressed like this, I may traffic in cocaine, but that has never been proven beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. As I attempt to speak and soliloquy, as the great orators of days past have also spoken, because this conversation deserves the utmost respect, as I attempt to associate myself with people of genuine historical consequence without your noticing, using my old pastoral habits to make the comparison happen silently, orators such as Gilbert Gottfried, Fran Drescher, William Shatner, Bobcat Goldthwait, and the late Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As I attempt to do this to you, I want you to remember this one simple phrase throughout tonight's presentation. If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Listen to me, please mark these words and let's look at the evidentiary case before you today. Matt Dillahunty ate my opossum, but he didn't do it in the exact words. He didn't admit to it in the exact words, which is why you must ask yourself, if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Ask yourself tonight, does this sound like somebody who doesn't eat opossums? Does this sound like the words of somebody who wouldn't consume the meat of an opossum? No, because if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? We start off the evidentiary case tonight with a post on Facebook from Matt Dillahunty. This just establishes the evidentiary trail that Matt Dillahunty ate my opossums. This is a post on Facebook. Some of the best food I've ever had, Matt Dillahunty says, out in Cedar Park at a bar and grill. This establishes that Matt Dillahunty does, in fact, eat food. And if Matt Dillahunty eats food, he is more than capable of eating opossums. Opossums have been known to be consumed in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Dillahunty eats food. If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Now, there is something very extremely important that you must keep in mind tonight. Something extremely overwhelming that you must keep in mind tonight. Matt Dillahunty does not say what he always means to say. And I have proof of this, ladies and gentlemen. I have proof of this, ladies. I have proof of this. On his Facebook post, he posted this message. Matt Dillahunty posted, "I'm going to need code words for my actual thoughts from now on." Matt Dillahunty posted that on his Facebook page. And why would Matt Dillahunty speak about speaking in code words? Why would Matt Dillahunty want to conceal his clandestine opossum-eating operation? If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Ed Raby, I ask you, if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? No. No, you cannot ignore the act. My good friend Dan has been with me from, time immemorial, since before I was Felicia Mirabelle, since before I took care of opossums, since before I knew anything about myself. Dan, if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act?
Praise be to Jerdud.
That's right. Praise be to Jerdud, indeed. Jerdud, Jerdsus, and somebody else. I forgot who the Trinity is. But if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? You see, for Matt Dillahunty is, in fact, a danger to opossum kind. Matt Dillahunty is, in fact, the antithesis of opossum kind. Because what kind of man would dislike the North American marsupial, the opossum? What kind of man, what kind of demon, what kind of cultist would hunt down and eat the North American marsupial? I will tell you what kind. As soon as I explain this, the North American marsupial, the opossum, yes, the opossum, They are known for eating what? They are known for eating what? They are known for eating what? Snakes. Yes, snakes, ladies and gentlemen. The North American opossum eats snakes. And what does Matt Dillahunty do? What does Matt Dillahunty do? What does Matt Dillahunty do? He raises snakes. Look at his Instagram reels right here. Look at them. He is protecting his snakes. He is trying to protect his snakes. When Matt Dillahunty stole my opossums, Sriracha and Jalapeno, from this very household, when he abducted them in his vehicle, when he took the opossums and he ate them, Matt Dillahunty was acting in spite. Matt Dillahunty was acting with a feverish terror that only a man who knows that opossums can eat his beloved reptiles would act. Oh, but I hear you ask, that's not proof. That's not evidence. You claimed Matt Dillahunty was in a car. Ah, but I have evidence. I have evidence to help you understand that Matt Dillahunty could in fact abduct my opossums. I have evidence that Matt Dillahunty could in fact transport the opossums from up here in the northeastern United States back down to the pretty terrible state of Texas. I was going to call it a great state, but let's not do that. No, in fact, I have direct evidence, Ed Raby. Are you ready to see the direct evidence, Ed Raby? Behold, direct evidence. Matt Dillahunty is capable of abducting opossums. Matt Dillahunty in a car, ladies and gentlemen. He drives a vehicle.
The arguments
Whoa.
He
may just be traveling.
He may just be traveling. He may be a sovereign citizen. He may not be presenting his license, but he is in fact in a car. There is a seatbelt there, ladies and gentlemen. There is headliner there, ladies and gentlemen. There are windows there, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Dillahunty is in fact operating a motor vehicle. He is fully capable. He is fully capable, and he is dangerous. He has the motive. He has the methods. He has the transportation. Matt Dillahunty knows that opossums are dangerous. Matt Dillahunty knows that opossums can eat his reptiles. Matt Dillahunty knows that the opossum is one of the most prolific marsupials, the only marsupial in North America.
Oh, praise the possum!
And Matt Dillahunty also knows he must speak in code words on Facebook. For if he openly admitted, Ed Raby, to eating an opossum, this would be an open and shut case. But if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? No, I say no. Look at this damning evidence. Now, on the surface, this looks like a plate of sushi at his birthday dinner. This looks like a plate of sushi with a little wedge of lime. But what is that at the bottom? What is that at the bottom, Ed Raby? Do you know what that is? That is sriracha mayo. And what was one of the opossums called, Ed Raby? That's right, sriracha. Say it, Ed Raby, sriracha. That's right. And what's at the top, Daniel? What's at the top of that photograph, Daniel? The other opossum named Jalapeno? Jalapeno. Matt Dillahunty must speak in code words, Ed Raby. Ed Raby, what is Matt Dillahunty saying in this photograph?
This cannot stand.
Exactly. And it gets even worse because Matt Dillahunty is a speciesist. Yes, I know. Matt Dillahunty is, in fact, a speciesist. Matt Dillahunty is, in fact, somebody who thinks very little of the vegans. Behold this archived Twitter thread. One that Matt Dillahunty deleted, one that Matt Dillahunty tries to run away from, one that Matt Dillahunty tries to pretend doesn't exist. But I have the evidence. I don't make arguments against veganism ever, says Matt Dillahunty, but I'm starting to think that eating meat is required for clarity of thought. What are the chances, ladies and gentlemen? What are the chances, ladies and gentlemen? What are the chances that Matt Dillahunty, in order to acquire clarity of thought, eats sriracha and jalapeno, eats opossums to protect his reptiles, attempts to eat opossums every night before the hang-up on the line, when he tries to gain clarity of thought so he can debunk bad theistic arguments? I say, I have a very high confidence that Matt Dillahunty eats opossums every night before his show on Sunday. Every night before his show on Sunday, an opossum is being consumed by Matt Dillahunty. I don't have evidence of that, but I'm planting the thought into your head so that one day you may circle back to it without any evidence whatsoever and proclaim that, yes, Matt Dillahunty eats opossums. Now, we have even more evidence of Matt Dillahunty's illicit opossum-eating escapades. Illicit opossum-eating escapades. Because, Ed Raby, let me ask you this. In the United States of America, do you think it is a cat that it is the number one roadkill in this country? Yes or no? No. Do you think it is dogs that are the number one roadkill in this country? Do you know? Do you know what the number one roadkill in this country is?
Richard Nixon.
We're going to get this back on track. It's opossums. And what does Matt Dillahunty have to say about eating roadkill? I have evidence for you here.
The idea that, therefore, you shouldn't eat meat. You are conflating the eating of meat with how we got about getting the meat.
Right.
Which is why I ask about, roadkill. If I find roadkill, is it immoral for me to eat it?
Is it immoral for you to eat it, Matt Dillahunty? Well, let me ask you this. No, I do not think it is immoral for you to eat it, Matt Dillahunty. I don't think you think it's immoral for you to eat roadkill, and I don't think you think it's immoral to eat opossums. What about you, Ed Raby? Do you think Matt Dillahunty finds it immoral to eat opossum roadkill? No, it's very, very plausible that Matt Dillahunty finds nothing immoral about eating roadkill opossums. Nothing immoral about it at all. In fact, Matt Dillahunty admits something very sinister here, and just how evil Matt Dillahunty actually is.
Is it
There are
possible?
moral obligations and there are moral virtues. And I'm happy to acknowledge that someone who never kills an animal and lives their life that way may be more morally virtuous than me. Matter of fact, I'll say it now. I think they are. That is not the same as a demonstration that there is a moral obligation to not kill animals for food.
There you go. Matt Dillahunty thinks there is no moral obligation to not kill animals for food. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Ed Raby, keep that in mind. Daniel, keep that in mind. Because Matt Dillahunty openly admits that veganism is more morally virtuous, and yet he sits there, smug look on his face, a possum-eating look on his face. But it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that. It's not just Matt Dillahunty. You see, Matt Dillahunty is part of an exclusive cabal, an exclusive clique of people, a small inner circle of people who talk behind each other's backs, who plot and plan things. He is, in fact, part of the Nanocon cabal, the Nanocon opossum-eating cabal. Because what is Nanocon, Ed Raby? It's a cabal. It has to be a cabal. In fact, AJ, remember, AJ, Ways to Human, has said openly, nothing, because she didn't actually say openly, because remember, if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Good save, Felicia. If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Well, while you watch this clip, just remember to ask yourself, if the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the ridiculousness is starting to catch up to me here.
Nano also means small, like our community. We are close-knit, but everybody brings something to the table, and nothing goes to waste.
If the phrase ain't exact, must you ignore the act? Nothing goes to waste. Nano means small. Opossums are small. Matt Dillahunty eats opossums. Matt Dillahunty will be performing at NanoCon. It's all starting to click into place, isn't it? That's right. NanoCon. NanoCon is a mad opossum-eating cabal. It's a horrible, horrible thing once you realize it. Once you realize the horribleness of it. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I've got a phone call lined up. Are you ready for the phone call? Yes. Here, I've made a phone call to Matt just for this moment. Just for this moment. This is my phone call to Matthew.
Matt, hello? Are you there?
This is Pat.
Where's Sriracha, Matt?
I don't know. Aisle G4?
You stock Sriracha?
Yeah. Who are you?
What about jalapeno? Where are you keeping jalapeno?
Jalapenos, that'd be in grocery. Who is this?
The person you stole Sriracha and jalapeno from.
What? No, look, my break's almost over. I don't have time for this. I gotta clock back in.
What? No, you can't do that. Get back here. Don't give me that Dillahunty dodge. Get back here, Matt. Hello? Hello?
Sinister. Diabolical even.
Diabolical. That this man knows all of the tricks in the book. He's very dangerous. But I have one last piece of evidence for you. Now, you could say all of this is, well, actually I have two pieces of evidence for you. You could say all of this is fake. All of this is just a straw man. All of this is just nonsense, conspiracy theories stitched together in my own head, in my own wild head, as I couldn't sleep one night and decided I'm going to make this really weird skit for Zero Decorum because I'm kind of wacky like that. And you would be absolutely correct. But I have two more pieces of evidence I'd like to present to you. The first one is this. What would a recipe for a possum look like? What would Matt Dillahunty post? I thought very deeply and longly about this and constructed this reconstruction of an opossum recipe by Matt Dillahunty on Facebook. And you could see it's sinister. It's diabolical. He would post the best opossum meat pie that I've ever made. He would give the ingredients. He would say explicitly, yes, my fellow opossum enthusiasts, if confronted about the origin of the animal, firmly insist that the screenshot has been taken out of context, because that is the only way to defend yourself from this diabolical conspiracy cabal. In fact, you can even look at the bottom there. It looks like a meat pie. This is the Sweeney Todd of opossums. This is disgusting. It's diabolical.
Attend the tale of Matt Dillahunty.
Jesus. Oh my God. I've got one last piece of evidence for you. This is a leaked photograph from last year's NanoCon. Last year's NanoCon leaked evidentiary photograph of last year's NanoCon. Yes, I know. This seals the case. This seals the deal. This proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Matt Dillahunty ate my opossum. Behold!
This cannot stand. This cannot stand at all.